If you have a 21 and up Ford F-150, there's a lot of aftermarket headlights out there that you can choose from, but a lot of them are not very good. Two of them that are good are these right in front of me. I got the Morimoto XB LED headlights and the AlphaRex Nova Series. AlphaRex has a couple different ones for your F-150. The Nova Series is the top dog. If you wanted the best when it comes to aftermarket lights for your Ford F-150, one of these are a real good option. In today's video, I want to show you guys the features and benefits of each one so that you can decide for yourself as to which one is best. Let's first dive into the features and benefits of the Morimoto XB LED headlight. You want the vehicle to look cool when you put these headlights on too. You don't just want something brighter. We're gonna get to brightness in a second. Let's first go over the features. As you can see, we've got the parking lights on right now, but you will see the DRL that goes all the way around the outside here and then straight across here on this bi-LED projector. I'll get to that in a second. And then you got this light on the inside. So it's real cool. You got this great design all the way around. It really brings an OEM plus look to your F-150. When you switch it to DRL mode or you're driving around during the day, that DRL bar, that light pipe is gonna get extremely bright. It's gonna be an incredible upgrade over your original daytime running light. The Morimoto DRL seems to be larger, brighter, and smoother in my opinion. More of that OEM look. It's smooth and the light is uniform, giving the headlight a more mature look. The AlphaRex DRL running around the perimeter is not smoothly distributed. You can actually see each individual LED to make up the DRL illuminating. I do wish that I could see a startup sequence out of this headlight, and the Morimoto XB 21 and up Ford F-150 just does not have a startup sequence. The startup sequence, if you don't know, is where the DRL will dance around when you unlock your vehicle or when you start your vehicle, or like the 2018 F-150s, all of those projectors will have this cool startup sequence. It kind of has this chase feature. I don't think it's a deal breaker for the Morimoto XB because they've got that extremely bright bi-LED projector on the inside. Some say that less is more, and in Morimoto's case, they ran with it. This bi-LED projector, it produces a ton of light, way more than your original lights, but I do want to compare it to the AlphaRex, and I will show you that in just a second. I have not tested them, so at this very moment, I don't know which one is brighter. You'll also notice some real cool accent lighting on the top and bottom. You see some reflectors in there and then they illuminate, helping out that bi-LED projector. This whole entire assembly here is an LED replacement assembly. There is no bulbs to replace, that is it. This is their top dog for Morimoto as well. This right here now is the Nova Series, which is the AlphaRex top dog. The features on this are pretty cool. I want to first start with the startup sequence. So when you unlock your vehicle, you get this chase feature. I really wish the Morimoto XB had that, so that is a win for AlphaRex. Right now on this headlight, we've got parking lights on. You'll notice the DRL goes all the way around, kind of like the Morimoto XB. And then you got this Y right here, and it goes across. It is personal preference. Is that going to make or break the headlight? Is that going to make it better than this one? No, probably not. This is more so, do you like the style of this or do you like the style of this? These are both really expensive headlights. This one's around $2,000 for the Morimoto XB headlights at the time of this video. This one's about $1,600 to $1,800 for what I found online at the time of this video. So both of them are really expensive, Morimoto being a little more expensive. But did you know that Morimoto has a stock headlight rebate trade-in program? If you buy the Morimoto headlights, you can enter their paid-to-trade program. Send them your stock headlights and get up to $650 back for your stock headlights. This actually makes the Morimoto option $200 cheaper than the AlphaRex. When it comes to the DRL or the parking lights, it's really personal preference. Which one do you like? Now here's where things get a little bit weird because I'm not used to seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 projectors in a headlight housing. There is 5 LED projectors in here. They call them the ice cube projectors, and I think that's kind of cool. I'm really excited to see what that looks like on a wall because even aligning all of these projectors in an aftermarket assembly is not easy. I have seen the light output of the projectors start going like this when there's so many in there. So if they can dial it in, that's pretty cool. Does that mean it's going to be any brighter? Well, not really. I mean, the Morimoto uses a massive projector and these are small little projectors. I can't wait to see the light output from those. Now what about the turn signals on this? So this one you can have a sequential turn signal. It's got that scrolling effect. Same with the Morimoto XB. I didn't talk about the turn signals on this XB because I wanted to show you guys you can either do the sequential turn signal or a standard blink turn signal. There's a lot more wiring going on the back side of this headlight, but if you unplug one of these connectors and then plug it in, you can then change how your turn signal functions. This one, it's just sequential all the time, but in my personal opinion, the sequential turn signal function is the only way to go. Now, regarding this little LED projector or, driving light or something, I really don't know what it does. I can't get it to power up on the tabletop here. I'm gonna throw it in a truck later on and see if it does do something. Right now, I have no idea. This is just an additional light, and maybe it's aesthetic. What do I know? I know AlphaRex is going to yell at us, but hey, look, I reached out to you before this video and you haven't called me back yet, so it is what it is. Now, both of these headlights, you can align the LED projectors with the little screw on the back. So you can put a screwdriver in the back after you install it, then you can properly align these so you're not blinding oncoming drivers, because these are brighter than your original lights. Now, the last thing I want to say before we show you guys against our headlight wall, the differences in the brightness is the warranties. This might be a make it or break it for you guys. The Morimoto XB has a 5-year warranty, so you're not going to have any issues at all. But if you ever did, within 5 years, you can just send these back and they'll replace them and you can have an all new set. The AlphaRex has a 2-year warranty. That's a major difference. Still, these are a really expensive headlight and I don't want them to fail. I don't think they're gonna fail. That's why we have them on our website at headlightrevolution.com. Enough talking about the features, let's show you which one's brighter. So let's see how bright these things are. Let's first start with the AlphaRex, and we're about 20 feet from the wall using a digital lux meter. This is what measures the actual usable brightness at a certain point on the wall. This will give us a good reference as to if it's brighter or less bright than the Morimoto XB. What you see here is the low beam pattern from the AlphaRex Nova Series. As you can see, it's got that incredibly sharp cutoff line at the top. It's super crispy, and you're definitely not going to be blinding oncoming drivers. I do notice a lot of chromatic aberration at the top of this beam pattern. As you can see, it's got a bunch of different color up there. It's not just white. That is not important. I just wanted to say a big word in this video. Remember what I said about all of the projectors having a hard time lining up? Well, all of these powered on, the top 3, the bottom 2, they did a really good job aligning all of these projectors. If you can look on the bottom, it almost looks like it's got a fog light beam pattern out of the headlight as well. This is just one headlight. You see that crispy cutoff line at the top of the beam pattern? That's placing the light down the road where you need it most. But down below, I'm seeing a lot of extra light, and I'm pretty sure that is a mimicked fog light. So this is going to dramatically affect the light that's right in front of your vehicle as well. Hopefully it's not too bright and it doesn't blind you. From what I can tell, it's a perfect balance of brightness, and it slowly gets less bright as it goes down, which you should have out of a good fog light beam pattern. So let's go to high beam and see what it looks like. As you can see here, it all focuses that light up at the top. And I noticed that out of the 3, 2 of the outer projectors on the top of the headlight were a bi-LED projector. Those essentially had a little flap inside the projector that just shifts the light to look like this. That's to give you that light way down the road, exactly where you need it with the high beam. All in all, they did a really good job. Talking about the lux meter on low beam, they come in at 1,190 maximum lux. Is 1,190 maximum lux any good? Well, I really don't know until we put the XB headlight on here. Remember, you can't really replicate this lux measurement at home. If this table was an inch forward or an inch back, or I had different ambient light, it's gonna be completely different. So when you're comparing one headlight to another, it has to be in the same exact setting around the same time. You also have to leave the headlight on for a certain amount of time before you measure the lux meter, and it will gradually get less bright. On high beam, I see 1,200 maximum lux, which is essentially the same measurement as the low beam, because like I said, it's a bi-LED projector, making these just move the light from the low beam area that you saw before to this beam pattern you see now. Here is the Morimoto XB LED headlight for the 21 and up Ford F-150 on low beam. And as you can see, compared to the AlphaRex headlight, the light output is much more condensed vertically, and that was intentional. They wanted to put that light right where that cutoff is. They designed this light to have the hot spot exactly where you need it to keep you safest for seeing down the road. As you can see, there's not a lot of light output below this beam pattern like you saw in the AlphaRex. The AlphaRex had that little fog light supplemental light. They do have those LED reflectors on the top and the bottom of this projector, giving you a little bit more fill, but not as much as the AlphaRex. So if you like the beam pattern of the AlphaRex, that might be the deciding factor right there. The performance of both of these were pretty close. The AlphaRex came in at 1,190 maximum lux, where the Morimoto XB on low beam came in at 1,160 maximum lux. So you'll notice the AlphaRex on low beam was brighter than the Morimoto XB, but I would say that this beam pattern is much more condensed. It's much more controlled and much more simplified. On high beam, it looks like this. With high beam on, you can definitely tell that they have all of that light controlled right into the center, which will be at that furthest point down the road exactly where you need it. Now, the reason it's aligned like this is because they wanted that maximum brightness, and they succeeded with 2,090 maximum lux. The high beam on the AlphaRex was 1,200. So the high beam blows the brightness numbers out of the water when it comes to the XB versus the AlphaRex. So if you wanted an extremely bright high beam, the Morimoto would maybe be the pick that you would want. With this high beam pattern, you can definitely tell that BI-LED projector is beaming right in the center, and all of that light output around that center was created from those LED reflectors on the top and the bottom. Morimoto did a good job with this light output. AlphaRex did a really good job with their light output, and if you got either one of these, you will definitely see an upgrade compared to your original lights, especially if you had halogen lights on your truck. So how easy is it to get these installed and replace your original lights? I mean, to be honest, they're very similar. Both of these install about the same. They use a DRL harness. This one right here from AlphaRex is a little bit silly. In my opinion, you have to connect the passenger and the driver's side headlight, and then you have to connect the positive and negative battery terminals. Morimoto uses this, the daytime running light or the DRL wiring harness. You still have to connect one end to the driver's side headlight, one end to the passenger side headlight, and the other one gets put into the fuse box. It's just removing one fuse, putting this into the fuse box. It's pretty simple, and I've made a step-by-step video on doing exactly that. Now, what about style? Which one is better? Which one would you guys rather have? I think all of the projectors are a little bit overkill. It's a little convoluted and a little messy in my opinion. But a lot of you are probably saying, are you kidding me? It had a startup sequence. It was way cooler than the Morimoto XB. And I wouldn't be mad at you because either one of these are a really good option. The Morimoto XB headlight has a lot of space. And as you can see, this is the black version. Both of them have this gloss black look on the inside. It's really prevalent in the Morimoto XB. There's a lot of space in there because they're only using one projector. If there are any other headlights for your F-150 you want us to test, please put them in the comments below. I do read them. We do then immediately go order them. We don't want to make you guys waste your money. That's what we do to test these properly. Go to headlightrevolution.com, type in your year, make, and model, and you'll see all the other products we've tested for your Ford.